is Hannah Durham, and this is my story of spiritual growth. When I was 7, I saw an angel. You see, I'm an only child, so I spent a great deal of my time playing alone. I had every toy imaginable, from a 2-story playhouse all the way to a tiny army man. But I also had a pretty wild imagination. I even had an imaginary friend, and his name was Jimmy Lapis. This is a story about the time I was playing on my trampoline with Jimmy, and I asked God to show me an angel. But to begin, let me explain why I even wanted to know what an angel looked like. I was baptized Catholic. Growing up Catholic caused some conflict in my young mind. I attended a Catholic school from kindergarten all the way through high school. My lessons in religion class in elementary school often left me confused. As a child, it was hard to grasp the concepts and symbolic meanings taught in class. My young mind was only able to grasp concrete things. The abstract concepts of God and angels were too confusing for me. I couldn't always wrap my mind around the things that I couldn't see, hear, or touch. Because I was an only child and had no siblings to interact and play with as a kid, I came up with a unique imaginary friend. His name was Jimmy Lapis. My parents and grandparents knew all about Jimmy and often asked me about him. I came up with all kinds of wild stories about Jimmy and his life. I'm not sure at what age I really became friends with Jimmy or why I even chose Jimmy to be my friend, but I know he was my friend before I even started kindergarten. He was around most days, from what I can recall, for a few years. He sometimes was with me in person, but most days he was traveling through Africa and going on safari adventures. One day, while I was playing on my trampoline, Jimmy was around. I became exhausted from jumping for so long, so I laid down on the bouncy surface to rest. It was a beautiful day, sunny day with a pure blue sky, no clouds in sight. I was laying on my back, staring up at the sky. I had heard about angels in school that day, and I had always wondered what one actually looked like. I had seen pictures of angels and statues in church, but I had never seen one in real life. And I wasn't exactly sure if they even existed in real life. I knew my Grandpa Papa was an angel because he was in heaven. At least that is what everyone told me. But Grandpa Papa didn't look anything like the angels I had seen in the pictures. As I lay there staring up at the blue sky, I said out loud, "God, if angels are actually real, can you show me what one looks like?" As soon as I finished saying that, white sparkles began floating in the air above me against the blue sky. I was mesmerized. I flipped over immediately to look at the black surface of the trampoline to see if there was anything on the surface, if there was anything landing on it. There was nothing. Then my concrete mind took over. I thought maybe something had blown from a nearby tree, except there was no wind. To this day, I have never seen anything like that again. I quickly ran inside and told my mom that I think God had shown me an angel. I will never forget this experience because it truly helped me trust that what I was learning in school was shown to me in a concrete form in order to help me believe. It was then that my mother told me that we have had one other experience with an angel, and this one took place at a water park, and I was 2.5 years old when this one happened. My mother and I were out in the wave pool on a tube. A wave came crashing into my mother, and she lost her grip on me. I fell into the water, and she went under too, under a big wave. As she struggled to keep me above the water, she could not catch her breath. Next, she recalls a man grabbing me out of the water and putting me on the raft. He grabbed my mom's arm and led her to the raft so she could hold on and stay afloat. After catching her breath, my mother tried to tell the man thank you, but he was nowhere in sight. We looked over the entire wave pool and couldn't find the man that had just saved our lives. I don't remember the incident, but my mother told me that I asked her who was that man that was very tan and sparkly. That is exactly the way the man looked to her as well. She will never forget the experience that we had or be able to explain it other than an angel saved us. Today I am not sure if I saw an angel in the water park or on my trampoline. I don't know for certain if angels even exist in any form here on earth, but what I do know is what I experienced, and in my mind, I saw an angel that day on my trampoline. I feel lucky to have had this experience, and I know my faith is strong. I have never had another experience like this, even though I have repeatedly asked God to let me see another angel. God is mysterious. Apparently he knew I needed a physical sign that angels are real when I was little. Now I must rely on faith.